Good morning. Welcome to Conservatively Speaking on AM 830 WCRN and, of course, AM 730 WACE. I'm Joe Mandricotti. Starting at 6 a.m. this morning, lines will be open and available at 508-871-7000. We have a lot to talk about today. Of course, we see the movement here to make voting okay for illegals. At the same time, the question of are you a citizen on the census is trying to be removed, or I should say, they don't want to. The left doesn't want to put it back on the census. It was on the census for years. I think it's a very logical and very surprised that a question like "Are you a citizen?" isn't on the census. After all, they ask you how many bathrooms you have in your house, and questions that you really have to wonder, what does that really have to do with the purpose of the census, which of course is figuring out voting districts by population for the House. I mean, that's where it comes from, and that's why the Founding Fathers put the requirement of a census to be done on a periodic time, so that we can determine where the population is in the country. Well, the question is, if you are not legally here, do you legally exist? And if you don't have the right to vote, should you be on the census? And if you're not entitled to any of the benefits of citizenship, why does that matter? So we see those two forces working together, right? First, let's say in San Francisco, is saying illegals can vote. All right, it already says that citizens can't vote in the Founding Fathers' take on the whole country. So we'll talk about that. Massachusetts, we just saw a judge and a court officer get indicted for aiding and abetting an illegal alien that had a detain order by ICE on them. They actually shut the recording off to conspire in the courtroom as to how to get this illegal, the fugitive, out of the building and avoid ICE. It was active. It was orchestrated. It was a judge who knew exactly what she was doing. So, of course, Attorney General Maura Healey is saying, hey, that could have been done on a judicial review. We didn't have to, this is all politics. I love it. When the law is obeyed and someone's arrested for committing a crime, somehow the left says that's political. Yet we also see the left weaponize the IRS and the EPA. We saw this in the Obama administration over and over again. So these are a few things we'll talk about. Hey, Robert De Niro lost a $40 million payday for being such a schmuck. Right? Karma's a real bitch sometimes. They dropped him from a remake of Goodfellas because of, just because he's been such a nasty person. And we'll talk about that a little bit. A little bit about Varsity Blues, what's going on there. All that is open and ready for discussion. Again, at 508-871-7000 at 6:30 and 7:30, Handling Change. Today, fourth Saturday of the month. That means Brian Carpenter from One Worcester Homes will join us. He's going to talk a little bit about the importance a realtor plays and why discount rates they just aren't the answer. Follow us on social media platforms at Your Right Talk, on the web at conservativelyspeaking.net. Tune into AM 830 WCRN. I'm Joe Mandricotti, and I'll see you on the radio.